Yes. No, I think it's okay. Yes, my name is Lars Vilks, and my point of view is actually art. And that means I'm not a politician, I'm an artist. And what is the difference? Well, the difference is that I work with distancing things, looking at things, making presentations, and dealing with projects. And when I make an artwork, it's always a possibility that it will actually become what is most interesting for me, a process work. And so 5 years ago, I made a drawing called the traffic roundabout dog. It's not really similarities is not exact, I would say.
Not exact.
But maybe you can walk around with that and show the individuals.
Yeah, but that's not really the way to do it.
No, I think so.
No.
It had been working.
It had been working? It had been working? Then I'm just going to go and attack the Indian now.
I'll find out to say something.
No, you speak because everyone wants to hear you.
Yes, I just have to make a few explanations here. As we come into the roundabout dog, because I made a drawing of the roundabout dog, and every time I speak to a non-Swedish audience, I have to introduce the roundabout dog. That was a folk art movement spontaneously that came about in 2006 in Sweden. People started to make small dogs, different materials, and anonymously they went out in traffic roundabout and put the dogs there. And they did that all over Sweden. That's what people were doing in 2006 in Sweden. And everyone loved those things, traffic roundabout dogs. And what then happened was that I was invited to a exhibition, a very small exhibition called The Dog in Art. And there was, of course, this subject that I was interested in, and that was dealing with Islam, freedom of speech, political Islam, that had came about 2 years earlier with the Danish cartoons. I have to then add that I was presented as a cartoonist here, but I had still not done any cartoons in my life, but I'll think about it. There is a slight difference between artist and cartoonist. Anyway, I made this drawing, and the subject was then the Prophet Muhammad as a roundabout. Oh. Yeah. Should have the technician here. Do we have a hope, or do I have to?
Our hero is here.
I bet he wasn't expecting applause today.
His mother would have told him to tuck his shirt in.
Thank you, Kevin. There it is. Yes, made it? Yes, yes.
Yes!
So, this is the piece I made. And the strange thing is, of course, that it's quite a ridiculous piece. And we can also say that the reason I'm standing here today is that I made it. But now the thing is that when I make a thing, I have the interest of making a process work. Normally there will not be very much process of an artwork, but in this case it came to an enormous process that still is developing, and the dog and what happens to it is still as controversial as it was 5 years ago. I don't know how to end this really, but one can be optimistic about that, because there will always be an end. So it's rather the beginning that is the problem. And here was a kind of clear beginning with this dog picture. And many people claimed and said it was a bad drawing. The thing is that I mean, it is not a bad drawing. It should look like that. That's what what happened with this thing here was that it didn't, as I supposed it to be, it would remain in the art world. Because my thing was to just point into the art world at the freedom, the total openness. At that time in 2007, I said everything is done, everything can be art, all gates open. And when I was thinking about that, I came to the idea that the only thing you need to do is to draw this little roundabout dog, and everything will crack, which was, of course, the case, because you can't do things like that. Art today is mainly about social and political issues, but within the standards of art. But you have also subjects which you do not touch, and one of these was then Islam. And I mean, I didn't expect anything more than in the local art world this would maybe found some sort of unusual, a bit provocative, etc. But then things unexpectedly started to happen, and the first thing that happened was that I mean, these people who were going to make the exhibition, they were very satisfied with it, because I explained my ideas, and I also said that, well, we had this thing with media interest in Denmark, and there will be no repetition. The media is tired of this subject now. And actually, I also had made a few drawings from the same subject, which I exhibited in Oslo, and that was in a big exhibition. And there was no reaction from that, so I said, this is something we can take internally. But all right, they put them up, and then in the last moment they took them down, because suddenly they feared for that something bad could happen. And that came out in the media, so people started to ask, is it impossible for a gallery, museum, to exhibit what they want? And so started my process work. So, and this is a very important point. I mean, when you have a process work, it is a vehicle that goes through a landscape and creates a constant ongoing performance, and makes everyone that comes in touch with that a part of the artwork. So now you can consider yourself sitting in an artwork and being a part of this process work. So everything you do here is a kind of performance art, and it has developed a bit. And it's that point with this, because it looks like the reality. I mean, if we look at each other, we are still looking about the same as we was a few seconds ago. But I mean, the possibility that an artwork offers is that you can look in another way.